Happy Halloween! Well, for tomorrow night. Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Welcome to this week's Triple Deck reading. Tonight we have, in honor of Halloween, some of my favourite horror movie characters. So first we have Jason, then we have Freddy Krueger, and then we have Pinhead from Hellraiser. So if you are looking for some inspiration of scary movies to watch, they're a little bit old, but give them a go. Okay, just before we get started tonight, in all seriousness, Halloween, people break out Ouija boards and do all kinds of crap. I am going to warn you that if you don't know what you're doing with Ouija boards and all of that, stay the hell away from them. Because, yeah, it's fun to see all of that stuff. But if you don't know what you're doing, you can actually be doing a seance with your friends, just mucking around, and nothing happens, or it might move, or whatever, and then you close it up and you go away. What you're actually doing is you're actually summoning anything. It could be anything to that point. And, you know, if you were, just think you were an evil mastermind spirit coming from another dimension, these people in front of you have summoned you through. Now, you as the people that do the Ouija board and summon through, have the power to send that spirit away. So, is it going to make itself known to you? Or is it going to wait until you fuck off and then go next door and terrorize people next door? Happens all the time, and this is why I'm saying, if you don't know what you're doing, stay away from it. If you do know what you're doing, proceed with cautions, because spirits can be tricky. Even the good ones can have an ego. Enough said. So, look, just don't, okay? It's not worth it. If you are experienced with the Ouija board and doing it the right way, go with God. You know, Halloween is the whole thing is that the veil which separates life and death, the line that separates life and death, is at its thinnest. And so it's easy for things to have an appearance and a process. Like, the whole point of a jack-o'-lantern was to scare away evil spirits and bad monsters, and that's what it was. The whole idea of trick-or-treating was about leaving an offering to appease the spirit so that you had a good harvest. And then there's all the folk legend stuff about witches would come and try and... I wouldn't want to try and steal anybody's child. I don't want children. I've got a fur baby. That's enough for me. Alright, now that I've dribbled out all of that, I hope you found that a little bit interesting. I'm putting up the timestamps now for our monsters. And let's get into it. Okay, guys. If you chose Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, movies 2 and onwards, this is your reading. Okay, so your overall card, the card for your overall reading this week is the work card. So look, there's work to be done. Look, I feel like work, if you, when we're talking about our employment work, I feel like nothing other than ordinary. You're going to have to put your head down, bum up, work. Nothing out of the ordinary there. So that can also be a good thing because, you know, we're not seeing massive fights there or... It's just ordinary stuff, okay? But I feel like that there's some work that needs to be done on yourself, or some planning. Again, possibly if you watched the Hump Day Helper video on Wednesday, we were talking about coming up to end of year, holiday seasons and all that. There is some work to be done, some preparation, some planning, some changes, all that sort of thing, okay? Now, the first card out is the Spiritual Path card, and it's actually upside down. So, unfortunately, it's kind of like, I feel like saying that you've lost your way. Sometimes we get bogged down so much in focusing on what's directly in front of us that we can't see the bigger picture. We can't put our head up long enough to go, I don't want to be doing this job, or I don't want to be at this location, or in this relationship. We just are so busy grinding away, okay? So, bit of advice, even when we are feeling like that, you gotta be able to pull your head out of what's going on and go, is this really what I want? Is this still where I want to go? Do I want another job? Okay, it might not be tangible for you right now. It might not be, you might not able to just quit your job and go and get another one, but you can start planning, as per the work card, planning to get another job. Start getting your resume together, get it out there, start looking at jobs, start thinking about the jobs even. What type of job do you want? Do you want the same job at a different company? Do you want a different career? Do you want to go down a different path? Okay, now, yes, I'm focused on work with everything that I just said, but this is in general. Are you with the right person? Do you want a relationship? Do you, choices between sexualities and all that sort of stuff. It's got everything to do. This is your spiritual path. It's what's going to make you the happiest in life. And this is what you need to be questioning. Now, the next card over is the sex card. It's the desire card, okay? So sex and desire, and it's upside down. So this is saying, look, it's not going to... I feel like you're stuck in a rut and you're kind of stuck in the mud, and no matter how hard you work right now, you're just not getting any further along. It's not the desired outcome that you want. It's not all things great. But look, nothing lasts forever. Whether we go through a good phase or a bad phase, nothing lasts forever. So I do want to say that to you for starters. Now, again, I feel like the reason that you're bogged down and stuck in the mud and feel like you're not going anywhere is, again, that you're not looking at the overall picture of what's going to make you happiest. Where do you want to go? Once you figure that out, you can go, okay, well, I want to live in Queensland on the Gold Coast, and I want to work at one of the theme parks there. Okay, now, once you've got that plan, you can work backwards from that. Okay, well, in order to get to Queensland, I'm going to have enough money to rent a house, so I need to save that money. Okay, then next I need to apply for jobs. So let's have a look at what jobs are up there and what requirements are needed, and this is what we're talking about. Okay, so it is again time to do a bit of that. Now, I've got the Spirit Energy card here, and it's upside down. So this is, first off, nobody is sabotaging you, nobody's standing in your way, nobody is genuinely trying to block you. If you're feeling that, a lot of the times we're projecting it because we feel we're stuck in the mud. It's not like we look for people to blame specifically, but it's kind of like we look for reasons why we're stuck in the mud, and when we can't find them, it's very easy to make them, oh, it's this person that's saying bad things about me, or it's that person that's giving me attitude, and now I feel like I don't have any energy. Okay, that's not actually happening, all right? It is kind of like, I do feel like that you are being left alone at the moment. With this Spirit Energy card, it's actually positive Spirit Energy, this card, and for it being upside down, it's kind of like, okay, the universe is just watching at the moment. It's not really helping you out because you're not looking at that overall picture. You're just, the universe is like, you hate this job, yet you're doing it. You're banging your head against a brick wall. You're bleeding. You've got a concussion. Why am I going to help you if all you're doing is hurting yourself? Again, the universe will help you when you help yourself. Life is about 50-50. The universe is 50-50. The universe isn't just going to go, oh, you're a good person, you deserve better than that. Bang. Very rarely ever happens that way, because the universe looks at it like, I'm going to get, you're banging your head against a brick wall and you're a good person. I'm going to make all your wishes come true. That happens overnight. You haven't learnt the lessons that you need to learn, and say the universe, you win $10 million. The universe helps you win $10 million. If you haven't realized how to get rid of toxic people and not be used, and that money is just going to bleed out and disappear, and then you're going to be left with nothing. Why is the universe going to do that for you when it can help somebody over here that understands, no, get rid of toxic people, or is further along their spiritual path? I hope that makes sense, because that's kind of the way I see the universe working. Now the next card over is actually the life lesson card, life learning. Okay, so this really is, you need to pick your head up and have a look at where you want to go in life, and realize that these are lessons in life that you need to overcome. There are going to be obstacles you need to overcome to get to your happiness. But if you don't overcome those obstacles, if you're always running away or sticking your head in the sand, you really aren't going to move forward in life. So we don't want that for you. So this is why the universe is like, there are lessons coming. There might be some on you already, But I feel like right now you're feeling like, yeah, these are definitely life lessons. No, I don't think they are. I think that the issue that you're going through, all these things that aren't working out, is because you're not supposed to be in this situation. This isn't what's going to make you happy. So it is up to you to look at what's going to make you happy. And then as you go for that, obstacles are going to pop up. Okay, it could be that you hate your job so much you want to get another one. You finally do the work, you finally go to get that job, and when you put in your resignation, your boss turns around and goes, oh, how about we give you a pay rise because we really do respect you and want you. And you get all of that stuff that you've been wanting for the last 10 years. It's a little bit of a test there, and it's like, well, you can take all of that, but at the end of the day, you know that's going to wear off and they're going to go back to being the way they're being, so you're best off going for that new job. Okay, so I've got the home card, the house card here. It's upside down. Again, this is a wish card. This is a want card. This is everything that you want, and it's upside down. So again, going through a bad stage. I really feel like if I was to have a one-on-one with a handful of the people that, a handful of you guys that have chosen this card, and go, are you doing the job that you want to be doing? Or is your relationship with your partner the one you want? I feel like there would be a lot of no, like this is far from perfect, okay? And this is kind of, well, you need to be out there. Look, if you are not happy with your partner, you know, you're going to have to make some hard choices there, which is life learning and life lessons. You can, yes, genuinely try and work through those problems and sort that out, but if you've tried that and nothing changes, then it might be, I always say it's better to be alone than with the wrong person. So I know that's a scary thought to a lot of people, being alone, but there is a lot more happiness and peace of mind and confidence that comes from being alone than being with the wrong person, especially if that person's really toxic. All I'm saying. Last card is the surprise and celebration card. So yes, this has been kind of a negative spread for you guys. It is kind of about waking up and taking new steps and taking hold of your life. And again, you don't need to make any of those changes right now. It's really about thinking about what changes you want to make. A lot of people are like, oh, look, I won't change jobs towards the end of the year. I'll wait until the new year. Fine, that's fine. This is about thinking and processing. If you can make those changes and want to make those changes before the end of the year, go for it. This last card is surprise and celebration. So this is, once you work out what you want to do and where you want to go and start working towards that, there's going to be a lot of celebrating. For starters, a lot of things are going to start working out, and it's going to come as a surprise. All the bullshit that you're feeling, that you're carrying around, is going to melt off you, and you're just going to be surprised that you might only change one thing, but that one little change will have a ripple effect, and you will be really surprised at how much things change in a positive way just by making one change. So there are more changes to make, and it will lead to a lot more happiness. Okay, guys, well, I really hope that helped. If you do want a full reading from me, you can contact me at thegreenspsychic@gmail.com. You can follow me on TikTok and subscribe to YouTube and do all that great stuff. Enjoy Halloween if you're doing anything for Halloween. And I will see you on Wednesday for Hump Day Helper. Take care. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, you better lock the door. Guys, if you chose Freddy Krueger, this is your rating. Happy Halloween. Personally, my favorite, I love the Freddy Krueger franchise. I love Robert Englund. Okay, so, nutsack. The overall card for you guys this week is actually the sadness and the heartbreak card. Okay, now don't take this to heart. Remember that these Sunday night readings, they're just a snapshot. They're just a glimpse of what's directly in front of you. Okay, this isn't a full reading that spans 6 months and talks about major issues specifically. Okay, so there is a little bit of sadness. I feel like a little bit of disappointment coming this week. Plans may have cancelled. Something you're looking forward to might get rearranged. You might just be down for no apparent reason. If you're down for no apparent reason, please do not go looking for a reason as to why you're upset. Sometimes you can just be down, and if you go looking for reasons, you are going to find them. Okay, now the first card out is the balance card, and it's upside down. The mind, body, and spirit card, it's upside down. So this is probably where your sadness is coming from. Things are out of whack. You don't feel 100% balance, and that's probably because there's a lot going on and there's some things that you need to change. Okay, if you're out of balance, it's normally that some changes are needed. Okay, look, I've got the blessing card here. It's the best card you can get in my deck of cards. So yeah, there may be some disappointment or something. You might not be feeling yourself, feeling like yourself. But this blessing card is the universe is watching you. There's light pouring upon you, lots of love. So try and tap into that as much as possible this week. Okay, this is you don't have to sweat it. Everything's going to be perfect. So when I say this sadness and this disappointment, it's almost like you're having a party and somebody that you're looking forward to coming isn't going to come, and you're like, well, this party's going to suck then. No, it's not. It's going to be a great party, and you know, yeah, it sucks that person isn't coming, but you know, you're going to have this party and forget that they were supposed to come. So it is like, it's all going to work out. Okay, I've got the health card here. This is good health. This is positive outlook. This is all things good working out, everything healing. I feel like some situations they're getting better, and it's working out in your benefit. Okay, so I also feel like if you've been struggling with your health lately, this week it's going to be really good. It might be where the fever breaks and you start feeling better, or you finally get over that cold or get rid of that cough. Okay, I've got the marriage card here, and it's about partnership, and it's upside down. Now, I don't want to say that this is a marriage breakup. I don't want to say a partnership breakup. I don't want to say use the word breakup. Okay, I feel like that there are issues. Look, obviously some people are going to break up, you know, but right now, overall, I feel like that there are issues within a partnership. Obviously, when we're talking about marriage, we're talking about romantic partnerships, but it's not limited to that. It could be with work, it could be with friends, family, next door neighbors, puppies that suddenly decide to be naughty this week. Not that anybody is, but it's just issues. Okay, it might be a little bit of hard work, might not. Again, a bit of sadness there, like you're having a fight, a bit disappointed in how somebody's acting maybe, but it's not a breakup. It's nothing to write home about. Like, it's not like I'm saying, okay, you're going to get divorced this week, or you're going to lose that friend forever. It's not like that. Okay, springtime card, upside down. So springtime card is about hard work. I feel like that this is saying that some hard work is actually needed. Okay, the springtime card, the right way up, is when hard work has paid off, and you know, all the seeds that you've planted have grown into massive trees. This is, look, you do need to get your hands a bit dirty. So whatever the situation, the overall situation this week is that you're dealing with, that, or currently are dealing with, that is on the negative, oh, I don't like this. I feel like a lot of people out of you guys are like, it's better to keep your mouth shut and it'll pass. And yes, that's true. However, there's only so long you can do that for, and I'm talking from personal experience. You know, when you bite your tongue, eventually your mouth is going to fill up with blood. So, look, I feel like this is where some hard work is needed, where you need to genuinely point out to whoever's upsetting you what they're doing, what they're saying, how they're upsetting you. You need to go, look, I know you didn't mean it as I know you said this, and I know you don't really mean it, but that really hurt me because blah, 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 blah. I know you didn't mean anything by it, but it really did upset me, and I don't appreciate that. And then it's up to the other person to apologize and make things right. If they don't and they tell you where to go, well, problem sorted. You distance yourself away from them. But if you're having issues, this isn't just friends. Like, we're talking about people that you're close to. So it could be work, it could be the relationship, but you really need to, sometimes you need to, male or female, grab your partner and point out what they're doing or what they're saying that's hurting you or annoying you or making you sad. Okay, because this is genuinely a sadness card for your overall reading. We're not talking about people just pissing you off. This is actually upsetting you on a deeper level. So you need to point that out to people when they are actually hurting you and why. Okay, otherwise it's never going to change. If you're happy with it, things never changing, then fine, keep your mouth shut. But how could you be happy being unhappy? So the last card here is the children card. So this is innocence, okay? So again, you might be down and in the dumps, but I feel like whatever this issue is, it wasn't whatever was said wasn't said to hurt you. Whatever was done wasn't done deliberately. And I think part of you knows that, but at the same stage, you're still hurt. So you've got to keep in mind, when we're hurt, we don't think clearly, and sometimes we convince ourselves that they did do that on purpose, or they just wanted to hurt me, or everybody wants to hurt me, you know. And look, that's fine, it's human psychology, but I am telling you that there's innocence around this whole thing. It wasn't intentional. And look, if you do speak up, again, with the innocence, and the angel wings and the halo, it is going to be, I feel like, even the mother duck on this card, I feel like you are the mother duck explaining to a younger duck how that made you feel, the way you took it, the way their words came out, and how they could better rephrase it. It's like you're going to be teaching a little bit, and it might be uncomfortable or awkward for you, but you're going to feel better by doing it, because that person is going to respect you a lot more and be, oh, I'm sorry that I upset you. How can we avoid this in the future? Again, it doesn't mean that we're talking to somebody that's younger than us. People that are twice our age can be more immature than children half our age, or people half our age. It has nothing to do with age, okay? It has to do with wisdom. It has to do with maturity. It has to do with our ability to grow. So, look, honestly, good luck with that. I'm not just saying good luck with that. No, good luck with that, because this is also a way you're taking your life into your own hands and taking control, okay? To look after your happiness. Unfortunately, we don't live in a fantasy world where we get upset and people think about it and go, oh, wow, I must have upset that person. No, we don't live in that world. People are clueless. We're clueless. You and I are clueless, because I guarantee you and I have done the exact same thing to other people, where we've hurt somebody's feelings without even realizing it. That's life. That's, you know, instead of holding a grudge, we need to communicate more to explain our situation, why that hurt us so much, how we could avoid it in the future. It's called being a grown-up. It's called communication. If people don't understand that, they need to look into it, okay? As for you guys, you have this. I think that you're strong enough to be able to make these changes and speak to people, okay? Alright guys, I really hope that helped. If you do want a full reading, you can contact me at thegreenspsychic@gmail.com. Or follow me on TikTok, and subscribe to YouTube and all that stuff. Try and enjoy your Halloween, and I will see you on Wednesday. Until then, blessed be. Pinhead. Very twisted movies. So if you guys have chosen this, either you think he looks really cool as a scary guy, or you follow the movies and you're a little bit twisted, just like me. Okay, so he is from the Hellraiser movies. There's a ton of them. They're very gory, very graphic, but very cool. So if you want to watch something on Halloween, give that a go. Alright, so your reading this week. The overall card for you guys is the Older Woman card. So it is a card about reflection. It is a card about stopping and having a look around, making sure you're headed in the right direction. I feel like right now, obviously, these cards are cards to promote what you're feeling and thinking psychically. And for me right now, I'm feeling like, okay, you've got to have a look around and make sure, am I the one that's caused the problem? Am I in the wrong here? I'm not saying you are or you aren't, but there is the need to at least stop and check yourself this week, okay? Now, the reflection card is normally a lot more positive, but I do feel that there is this need, one way or another, to check yourself. And again, I'm not saying you're in the wrong, but if we get into the point where we're like, we have a fight and we move up for, screw that person, I know I'm right. If we keep doing that, one day we are going to be in the wrong, but we're going to be thinking that we're right. That turns us into narcissists, or just deadbeat arseholes. So this is coming up as quite possibly you are 100% in the right, but just have a double check and have another think and just make sure that you are in the right, okay? It's good to occasionally do that so that it's a rule of thumb, so that you don't become an arrogant, I'm always right person, because nobody likes them, and there's no such thing as a person that is always right. They're just narcissists. Okay, so your first card out is the baby card, and it's upside down. So this is don't start anything new, but it's more, I'm getting a feeling that, look, I feel like that there's a volatile situation going on right now, and it's kind of like, look, it's not going to, if you feel that you are in the right, if there's been an argument or a fight or something, and you feel that you're in the right and your partner or friend, work, co-worker, whatever, is in the wrong, then you need to approach them. If they're still going on about it, there is the need to approach them, because otherwise you're not gonna, I don't feel like you're gonna be able to let this go. So you need to have some sort of adult conversation here, not to point out that you're right specifically. If you can, great, but it's more of a, okay, look, you need to have that adult conversation that we need to agree to disagree, because you believe you're right, I believe that I'm right, we're not going to agree. So instead of carrying around all this animosity, let's just agree to disagree and drop it, okay? Whether you're right or wrong, you don't need to win every argument. You don't need to win any argument. You know, that says more about who you are on the inside, the Karen in us all that needs to be right and prove ourselves and prove our point. Nobody cares. Like, especially somebody that disagrees with you, you're never going to win them over, because part of the fight and argument is just pissing them off. So even if they do realize that you're right, if you piss them off and attack them, they're never going to agree, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Okay, so what I am saying by this is have that adult conversation. If you do have that adult conversation, nothing big and bad is going to come from it, okay? As long as you go into it with the intention of, I'm trying to, regardless of who's right or wrong, I'm trying to ease the problem. If that person then turns around and goes, no, it's not good enough to agree and disagree, I'm right and you're wrong, get rid of toxic people in your life, okay? You don't need that. If somebody cannot even come to the table 50% halfway and go, okay, we'll agree to disagree, enough said. Now, I've got the older gentleman card here. Now, the older gentleman is somebody that has hit rock bottom, picked themselves off, dusted themselves off, learnt from their mistakes, and are able to go out into the world with enough wisdom to never hit rock bottom again. Okay, this is you. You've already hit rock bottom in your life, probably many times over. We all have. But you've got enough wisdom to be able to navigate what's around you at the moment without it really knocking you down to, like, the gutter. Okay, because the next card over is conflict. So there is conflict around you coming. And that's why I'm like, this is why I'm like, try and go out there and cut it off at the pass and be like, look, let's just agree to disagree, because who wants to stay angry or, you know, and carry around all of this? And again, if people do want to stay angry and carry that, that's on them. And it comes down to toxic people. Make your choices. But there is conflict coming, okay? I'm not saying that you're starting it. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. Doesn't really matter. The fact is that there's conflict around you. Now, I'm not going to say that... Look, I try to avoid conflict as much as possible, personally, but when I can't, when it's thrust upon me, yeah, I'm kind of one of those people that are all smiles until you get on the wrong side of me, which is very hard to do, but when you do, look out. So I do feel like that this is kind of the issue with you guys this week. There is conflict around you, and it's like, I feel like that there is the trying to avoid it or trying to lessen it, but if whatever you're doing results in conflict, then hold your own. I'm going to say, I'm not going to stand here and say, look, be the bigger person and walk away. I would love to say, I want to say that to you, but from what I'm picking up, that's just going to go in one ear and out the other, because it's going to be, I feel like that there's enough fire in you at the moment that you're ready to explode. So this conflict that's coming for you or already there, you're going to fight back. So my advice to you is try to lessen it as much as possible and try to get away from it. If you can't, make sure that you're directing the conflict at the right person, people, or situation. Don't take it out on everybody else around you, okay? Which I don't necessarily feel like you're going to do, but I really feel like the person that you're fighting against is doing that, making everybody's life hell. Make sure you're not doing the same thing, okay? This is why we try to avoid conflict, because it could be between you and your partner, and then you go to work and take it out on all your co-workers, or just the vibe, and they're like, oh, fuck, I don't want to work with him tonight. You know, it's just that kind of why we try to stay away from conflict. There are people that love conflict, that thrive on conflict, that it's drama, blah, blah. I don't care if you're one of my cherished clients or best friends or family members. If you are one of those people, you are sick. And not in the cool way. It is a toxic trait. You need to work on it, because how can you ever have happiness in your life if you are prone, if you take enjoyment out of fighting and having conflict? There is, not just spiritually, there is something psychologically not right with that. If I offended anybody, I really don't care, because that's my opinion. Sorry. Not sorry. Okay, so the next card over is the emotion card. So emotions are going to be heightened this week. Emotions are going to be all over the shop. So keep an eye on that, because one minute you're going to be really revved and angry, and then the next minute you're going to be drained, because it drains us. You're going to be drained of all that energy, and you're going to be crashed. I don't care, lethargic, tired, and then next minute something's going to be said, and you're going to be back up here again, wanting to rage and then you're going to be down and sad and crying, because just be aware, okay? Emotions are going to be all over the shop. So again, don't take it out on other people. Never going to help, because then you're going to go and apologize and need to apologize and make it right by them. So keep those emotions not inside, but directed where they're intended. You're feeling down and depressed because this person you're fighting with. You might be really sad because of that whole situation. So aim it where it is. Now, again, if you ever need to talk to somebody, we've got Beyond Blue, we've got Lifeline. There's always somebody out there to help and to talk to. I do life coaching. You can always book an appointment with me if you want, but they are trained professionals. So there's always that option there, okay, guys? Now, the next card over is the pregnancy card. So, look, I feel like that if this conflict around you, it's kind of unavoidable. It's probably already on your doorstep. But if you try and take the steps that we're talking about, try to diffuse the situation and try to find equal ground for both of you, let's agree to disagree and all of this, I feel like that this is actually going to bring you guys closer together. The pregnancy card is the birth of a new life, a birth of a new beginning. Let's have a fresh start. Let's learn from what we're going through now, because we've communicated, and let's put something in place so that this doesn't happen again. It could be, I don't like you when you talk to me when you're drunk because blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, in future, I won't talk to you when I'm drunk, or I won't drink, whatever the case may be. There's going to be a birth, a new plan, a new beginning. Okay, the final card for you guys is the separation card, and it is upside down. So it is saying that things aren't over. This is in a bad way. You're not going to lose this person that you're fighting with, or this. If it's your work, you're not going to lose the job. If it's your partner, you're not going to lose your partner by communicating and talking it through. There isn't that loss. So don't let that be the fear that holds you back from standing your ground and trying to find equal footing. Because if you can't be yourself in any sort of relationship, then that relationship's not for you. It's not going to end up making you happy. Okay? It's just common sense at this point. Alright guys, well, I really hope that helped. If you want a full reading, you can contact me at thegreenspsychic@gmail.com. You can find me on TikTok and follow me there, and you can subscribe to YouTube. I will be back on Wednesday with Hump Day Helper. Until then, enjoy Halloween and have a great weekend. Oh, great week.